And I'd like to welcome you all to our Halloween History and Spooktactular session today. It is Halloween. Happy Halloween to all. I really look forward to covering some history and, of course, have our costume contest at the end. So make sure you all come on with your costumes. And I'll also be talking about another way that you can be entered into our contest for today, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and read our disclaimer before we get started. The WildTech DC Senior iPad program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual health, well-being information designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the information, any apps or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile device applications and any social media pages maintained by WildTech, its owners or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. Thanks so much for letting me read the disclaimer. If you cannot see me, hear me, or see the screen, please let me know in the chat. I'd really appreciate that. Let's make sure to keep our TVs and cell phones silenced to give everyone the opportunity and the chance to hear. And also keeping in mind, take notes and screenshots so that way you can review the information for later if you would like. Especially for today, but anytime you're on Zoom to keep meetings organized and avoid speaking over each other, I just asked that you use the raise hand feature. You can find it in the toolbar. You can either hit more at the top right of Zoom and then hit raise hand if your toolbar is at the top. If your toolbar is at the bottom, you can tap on reactions and then tap on raise hands. So can I get everyone in Zoom to please raise their hand if you're here? You're excited to learn about Halloween history, learning more about our costume contest and what you can do to be entered, some history, Halloween in DC, some apps. If you enjoyed our sessions this week, if you enjoyed October, this is October 31st. Oh my goodness, already. So again, if you ever have a question, comment, concern, if you're excited for today's session, and if you, in part, would like to participate, you must raise your hand to be able to verify the credentials, again, that we'll go over. So again, please make sure you raise your hand in Zoom for those different things. Again, question, comment, concern, answers to our questions, etc. So we have about 6 hands up. Again, thank you for those that did. Your efforts are not unnoticed. I really appreciate it. And once we address your question, comment, etc., don't forget to hit lower at the bottom. That is how you lower your hand. Okay, so again, don't forget to hit lower at the bottom to lower your hand. And of course, not right now. Don't forget to mute yourself afterwards, just so that way everyone is able to hear each other's thoughts. Okay, so thank you all so much for that. Next up, we are going to cover how to use the chat. So if you want to share any greetings or questions or photos or any congrats or encouragement, you can utilize the chat. In Zoom, you can access it, which I want everyone to do, by hitting more at the top right of Zoom. You can hit more, and then you can simply tap on chat. The meeting chat window will appear. If your toolbar is at the bottom, you can tap on chat, and then once again, the meeting chat window will come up, okay? So I'm gonna go to my Zoom app right here and hit on chat right here at the bottom. And then on the right hand side here, it says tap here to chat. You're gonna type in your message. So I'm gonna write hello, and I'm gonna go to the emojis. And what we learned yesterday, we learned how to search for an emoji. So those are some Halloween emojis for us, to utilize and have fun. I love different emojis. So if you could share your hello, happy Halloween, happy Thursday, happy end of October to new beginnings, with or without emojis if you'd like, or both, you know what I'm saying? So it's a great way, again, the chat, to share any thoughts, any greetings, any resources, any information. You can even add a photo in the Zoom chat by hitting the plus sign next to tap here to chat. And then you can hit photo and add any photo from your Photos app. So this is my background that I'm actually using on my iPad right now. So I had saved it so that way I could put it as my wallpaper for my iPad, which you'll see in a second. But if you want to save anyone's photo that someone shared, you can hold the picture and then hit save image. That's how you save that image to your Photos app. If you hold anyone's message, you can hit reply and reply to that message. So for this one, I'm going to send a pumpkin back. And if you want to send a reaction to anyone's message, you hold it, whatever message you like, and then you can send a reaction by using any of the emojis here at the bottom, or if you hit the three dots, you can choose any of Apple's emojis. So let me look for, here you go, a moon, moon emoji. um, and there you go. Yeah, I could save this image if I want to, but I see our hellos. Yeah, happy Halloween. So, hope you're having a great day. Love it, you all. So, please continue to utilize the chat during any Zoom session that you attend. Any questions, comments, anything else you'd like to share, please utilize the chat. So first out, we are going to learn about Halloween, so some history, some fun facts, and more. We'll be covering 3 apps today, and a little more than that as well. Surprise! So that way you all can truly celebrate Halloween with your iPad. We're covering Halloween cards and wallpaper, Angry Birds Dream Blast, and a game called Cut the Rope. The other one's a game as well. So really look forward to showcasing these different apps. And of course, we'll have our overview and discussion and have our costume contest. Okay, so for the contest, you all, again, if you have on a costume, again, yesterday I mentioned be creative. So, you know, uh, as well, but you can also have a Halloween background as well. So again, you can be creative with that. So before our history, we're going to quickly cover that, how to add a Zoom background. So many of us have attended that session before, which is great. But for those, I'll be showcasing how to add a Zoom background, so that way you can have that as well. After our overview and discussion, if you have a costume on or if you have that Halloween background, please raise your hand to confirm. Of course, your video must be on to do either of those things. And then we'll have our raffle at the end for a free laptop. So again, if you have on a Halloween background, or if you have a costume on, you will be in the running for a free laptop prize. So, check that out during the session. If you want to wait for the instruction, you can do that as well. But once again, I hope you all enjoyed the session, and let's see who wins a free laptop. Okay. So first up, we're going to be covering, of course, our Halloween history. So before, I'm going to cover how to add a background to Zoom. So if you want to add a virtual background to Zoom, there are 3 steps. You have to have an image or save an image to your Photos app. You must upload it into Zoom as a photo for your background. So I'll showcase that process kind of backwards, but just so you can see the reasoning. So when you're in Zoom, again, if your toolbar is at the top or the bottom, doesn't matter. You're going to tap on more, and then you'll see it says background and effects. Okay, so that's where we're going to get to when we want to add that picture to our virtual background. You can see I added my virtual background in my spotlighted video right here, but you're going to go to, typically to the internet, of course, to save an image. So Safari is accessible on all of your iPads. It's this icon right here, this blue icon at the bottom left, looks like a compass. That is the Safari app. When I go in the Safari app, I'm going to get to this screen. So I'm at a new tab right now at the top in the middle. Whether it says a website or search or enter website name, I can tap on it and I can type in anything that I like to search for. So I want to find, and again, you can do this as well, exactly, or you can switch it up if you like. So I'm going to write Halloween virtual backgrounds. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. And because I am a pirate today, I'll look for some pirate ones, but you could just put Halloween and there you go. If I see the images right here, I can either hit show more images right here, or I can simply tap on images below the Google logo right here. So tapping on images, I can see all of the images that come up and I can see which ones that I like. So I quite like this picture right here. I can tap on it. And then once I do, I can hold the expanded image with my finger, and then I can hit save to photo. So again, once you get to the images section here, you can tap on the image you like, hold the expanded image, and then you can hit save to photos. So that photo just saved to my Photos app. I can go back to Zoom. Again, you can go in Photos and check to see if it's there. it should be if you hit save to photos, I can hit more and then background and effects when I'm back in Zoom. And then I can hit the plus sign right here. If it's your first time doing this, you may see a prompt. Make sure you hit allow access to all photos. And then I can select the photo that I would like to use and then hit done. So there you go. I just added that pirate background to my iPad. And you can add as many different backgrounds as you like. So next week, we have module 6. If you would like to go over this again, get specific assistance with adding a virtual background. But I hope you all can utilize that and again, be in the running for a free laptop today. So I'm expecting to see a lot of Halloween backgrounds. And I would love to see that. Expectant and would love to see that because we all can save a photo and add a picture, believe in you all. And we'll see what happens at the end. So again, if you have either a costume on and or a Halloween background at the end, don't forget to raise your hand so you can be accounted for the raffle, okay? But how fun and easy was that? So you can make any image your virtual background. It's really up to you on what you would like, okay? And I usually switch mine every day. You don't have to do that. But again, it's quite fun to switch it up, So next up, we're gonna go over our history. So first up, hey, weather's been crazy lately, right? So here is our trick-or-treat forecast for today, Halloween in DC 2024.
We're going to try to survive another Halloween because we know that things can get a little scary in here. And
a little cray.
We got some gremlins in the system, too, so things can always go off the rails, especially when this guy's in charge. Let's turn things over to the weather department.
Yeah.
We're going to try to survive another Halloween because we know that things can get a little scary in here. And
a little cray.
We got some gremlins in the system, too, so things can always go off the rails, especially when this guy's in charge. Let's turn things over to the weather department.
No, you mean Shaggy? Shaggy, yes, and Velma.
Right?
How soon we forget.
We need some help from you now.
That's a good thing.
Come on, Scooby-Doo, I see you.
Let's show a graphic here quick. Before we do anything, I just want everybody to appreciate the, I go all out here.
It's stunning.
See that beard?
It's great.
The shaggy beard there?
Stunning.
Thank you. You can borrow it later if you want.
Oh, I can?
Okay, yes, Velma, of course you can. Hey, let's show some graphics. Yes, there we were in all our glory. That's an action shot.
That is an action shot.
Right, because in Scooby-Doo, they're running all the time.
Yes.
Right, they're running from the bad guys, they're running to something. There it is. Okay, let's go on to the maps. Yes, it is currently in the low 60s, and we are going to be eventually in the low 80s later this afternoon. 57 Dulles, 62 at DCA. That's Reagan National. Of course, that's a beautiful sunrise getting going out there in Annapolis. Beautiful, beautiful day. All things will be dry and sunny and bright and beautiful this afternoon. If you've got plans late this afternoon to do some trick-or-treating with friends and family, the sun will go down at 6:09 this evening. So just a quick reminder that in addition to it being very warm, I think there'll be lots and lots of kids out in your neighborhood. So be on the lookout for them as the sun's going down. But otherwise, not quite record heat, but boy, it's going to be close. 50 years since the last time we were 80 degrees or higher in the Washington area for Halloween. It looks like we do that today. Maybe a shower tomorrow morning. That would be fantastic if we could get a few showers going tomorrow and end our streak, because it's October the 2nd, the last time we had any measurable rain here.
My goodness.
Velma, that's a mystery that only you can solve. And the weekend forecast will be cooler. It will be dry. And the clocks will go back early Sunday morning. So, if you're out and about and, you want to stay out, you get an extra hour.
Right. So again, I hope you all enjoyed that video and some of the forecasts, learned 50 years since we hit 80 on Halloween. Wow. And then just seeing the rest of the week. And of course, the daylight savings time this Sunday. So yes, we'll have an extra hour this coming Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. But we'll all feel great. I love that time of year. So nice weather. We may have a shower tomorrow, and it'll be a little cooler this weekend. So that is our outlook for Halloween weekend, okay? Next up, we'll be learning some history about Halloween, okay?
From communion with the dead to pumpkins and pranks, Halloween is a patchwork holiday stitched together with cultural, religious, and occult traditions that span centuries. It all began with the Celts, a people whose culture had spread across Europe more than 2,000 years ago. October 31st was the day they celebrated the end of the harvest season in a festival called Samhain. That night also marked the Celtic New Year and was considered a time between years, a magical time when the ghost of the dead walked the earth.
It was the time when the veil between death and life was supposed to be at its thinnest.
On Samhain, the villagers gathered and lit huge bonfires to drive the dead back to the spirit world and keep them away from the living. But as the Catholic Church's influence grew in Europe, it frowned on the pagan rituals like Samhain. In the 7th century, the Vatican began to merge it with a church-sanctioned holiday. So November 1st was designated All Saints' Day to honor martyrs and the deceased faithful.
Both of these holidays had to do with the afterlife and about survival after death. It was a calculated move on the part of the church to bring more people into the fold.
All Saints' Day was known then as Hallowmas. Hallow means holy or saintly, so the translation is roughly Mass of the Saints. The night before, October 31st, was All Hallows' Eve, which gradually morphed into Halloween. The holiday came to America with the wave of Irish immigrants during the potato famine of the 1840s. They brought several of their holiday customs with them, including bobbing for apples and playing tricks on neighbors, like removing gates from the front of houses. The young pranksters wore masks so they wouldn't be recognized. But over the years, the tradition of harmless tricks grew into outright vandalism.
Back in the 1930s, it really became a dangerous holiday. I mean, there was such hooliganism and vandalism. Trick-or-treating was originally an extortion deal. Give us candy or we'll trash your house.
Storekeepers and neighbors began giving treats or bribes to stop the tricks, and children were encouraged to travel door to door for treats as an alternative to troublemaking. By the late 30s, trick or treat became the holiday greeting.
Who knew, right? That was something really quite interesting, you know, how it kind of came to be, right? In our video before, any comments on the videos? We just looked at what happens or occurs in the US, but now let's look at some Halloween traditions from around the world. And then any thoughts on the videos, the history so far. I hope you enjoy and learn something new.
Halloween dates back centuries when it was widely celebrated in Celtic cultures. However, certain other countries are home to some Halloween-like or autumnal traditions of their own. Know before you go! Number 1. The Day of the Dead, Mexico. Although not strictly a Halloween celebration, it occurs around the same time. The skull is the most prolific symbol of the holiday. They gather in graveyards to eat, drink and remember their loved ones and pay them respect. Very cool. 2. Leaving bread and water out, Austria. Celebrants leave out bread and water before going to bed on Halloween night to welcome the souls of the deceased back to Earth. Accompanying the food and water is usually a lantern that's kept burning through the night. 3. Halloween chairs, Czech Republic. When they gather around a bonfire, they set out chairs for the deceased, so they can join the fiery fun too, at least in spirit. Prayers and memories are often shared during this celebration. 4. Festival of Hungry Ghosts, China. This is not a Halloween celebration per se, and it occurs in August. However, it is Asia's nearest equivalent to Halloween. The deceased are believed to visit the living on this day, and food and other offerings are set out during this yearly festival. It traces its history back to Buddhist origins. 5. Hiding the Knives, Germany. Catholic communities celebrate All Saints from October 30th until November the 8th, and during this time families visit the graves of deceased ones to place flowers and say prayers. And they hide all the knives in the kitchen lest malevolent spirits attack the living with them. 6. Carving turnips, UK. Pumpkins are the new world vegetable and are not native to Europe. It's possible to see a similar tradition in Ireland with beets or mangel wurzel as alternatives. Whatever gourd, squash or root vegetable is used, it's a fun tradition that often produces elaborate carvings. 7. Allhelgonsdag, Sweden. Halloween was imported to Sweden from the US in the 1990s, and many of the fun American traditions came with it. It's known as Allhelgonsdag here. It is becoming increasingly common for Swedish children to don costumes, carve pumpkins and have parties. 8. Lighting bonfires, UK and Ireland. Bonfires have long been associated with Halloween in both UK and Ireland. In the case of the former, the celebration often coincides with Guy Fawkes Night on November the 5th. However, the sacred fires were once believed to ward away unfriendly spirits. 9. Odo Festival, Nigeria. Nigeria has a biannual tradition to honour the dead. The Odo Festival is celebrated in the northern Igbo villages. The first stage is welcoming festivities to bring the Odo back from the grave. The second stage is the interim months where families coexist and interact with their deceased relatives. The third stage is the emotional saying of goodbyes, as the ancestors are not due to visit again for 2 years. 10. Barmbrack Island. Barmbrack is a type of sweet snack bread containing sultanas, raisins and other dried fruit. It has long served as a centerpiece for Irish Halloween celebrations. Tracing its origins as a type of fortune-telling game, the various ingredients used in barmbrack determined a person's future. For example, a small coin might be placed inside the loaf, and whoever receives it in their serving should be married within a year. Which of these traditions did you like the most? Comment below.
Yep, I hope you all enjoyed. So these three videos, we learned about what's going on in DC for Halloween 2024, the forecast, what's going on. We also learned about some history of Halloween, how it came to be here in the US, but also some traditions around the world, not necessarily Halloween, but Halloween related. Any thoughts or comments on these videos so far? Maybe one new fact that you learned. I like the Halloween chairs and just relearning about the Odo Festival in Nigeria. I think we had talked about that during the Nigeria travel session, so that was quite interesting. Hey, Brenda, hope you're well. Any new facts that you learned? Anything that stuck out?
Well, the unusual ones around the world, especially that bread. I didn't associate that bread with Halloween.
I know, me neither.
Okay.
It looks good though. It looks like fruitcake, but it looks really good.
Yeah, it looks like that bread called panettone or something like that.
Yeah, panettone. That too.
Yeah, panettone.
Yeah, which is basically like a fruitcake.
Oh, well,
In
they
a
have
way.
that. I don't want none of that.
I thought that too, but I had one the other day and it was really good. Try a vanilla panettone, and I think you may like it.
Well, I don't like fruitcake, period.
Mhm.
So,
True. It's a little different, but I'm just joking that they're not the same, but they're, check it out, okay?
okay.
All right. Well, thanks so much. Hey Anne, any new things that you learned from the video so far?
Yeah, I learned about carving other vegetables with faces.
Mm-hmm.
I had never. I've heard of a lot of things, but that one was really interesting. And I
Right.
did not realize that Europeans did not grow pumpkins.
Nope.
I
Nope.
did not. I really did not realize that. I guess I'm not. I guess. Well, I guess I wasn't into cultural farming or whatever overseas. So uh, I guess that's why I didn't. But that was really interesting. I'd like to carve something into a beet that looked cute. That would be a
Yes, be creative, you know?
beet
Thank you.
and a turnip and whatever.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
You can mix
Yeah.
and mix, do to mix vegetables and put
Yeah.
carrots on something. I don't know, just really just have fun. Like it's there's more than most things to what it seems. So try
Yeah.
something out and be different.
Yeah. It was really interesting.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. I always like to learn new things, and of course, I knew about the African country because I have two Nigerians working
Mm-hmm.
with me,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking about that last weekend, so do remember that. But
Oh, thank
yeah,
you so much for sharing. I really
yeah, well,
appreciate
yeah.
that.
Thank you for introducing us to some of those traditions. That really is interesting, and that bread does look. I don't really particularly like fruit cake, but that does look kind of different.
Yeah, it looks good. So see if you can try some or even make some, okay?
Yeah, yeah. Have a blessed day.
You too. Uh, thank you. And I see the chat. No. We're doing the contest at the end. So not right now, but just know that at the end, raise your hands if you have a costume on or a Halloween background. Okay. Um, I see two more hands real quick. We got about a minute for each hand. We still have quite a few videos in our apps today. So keep that in mind. Yvonne and then Geraldine.
Yes, thank you, Alex. A lot of the Christian churches celebrate All Saints Day, and I did not know about the connection with Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Me neither.
I never heard that as spoken together, as some kind of history. So I'm going to look into that further.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So this was new to me. I'd never made that or heard about that connection.
I really appreciate that, Yvonne. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah. And for this section, again, we have tons of more content to go. We have Geraldine. How's it going?
How you doing? How you doing?
Good,
Well,
good,
one of the
good.
traditions that was new to me, it came from Europe. I forgot which country. When they removed the knives at night to keep the spirits from killing the people who were alive. I thought that was interesting that they had to put away the knives. I thought, and about that bread, I think that bread would be good if toasted and put butter on it. I think that would make it good.
Oh my
I
God, that
but-
sounds so decadent and delicious, Geraldine.
Sounds good.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. I learned a lot just with these videos as well.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so just some more odd facts for you all. So I learned quite a bit. I hope you all do as well.
Trick or treat. Lots of
Oops.
Trick or treat. Lots of people love the spooky vibes, candies, and creative costumes of Halloween. But let's test your knowledge about this holiday. Comment below how many of these facts you knew before. Black cats have been associated with bad luck for a long time, and this fame is still chasing them. The superstition dates all the way back to the 13th century. Black cats have also been part of the Halloween theme, along with pumpkins, ghosts, witches, and skeletons for a long time. That's why some shelters don't let people adopt black cats during the Halloween season. They worry that these animals will only be kept as props during Halloween, and then they'll be dumped once the season is over. This sad truth made me wonder why people associate the colors black and orange with Halloween. Obviously, most pumpkins are orange, but there are other reasons too. Orange symbolizes fall harvest, and black means darkness. It's a reminder that Halloween once was a festival that focused on the boundaries between life and what's beyond it. Now, that being said, Halloween dates back more than 2,000 years. It originates from a festival called Samhain, which means summer's end. The feast is held around the first day of November to acknowledge the last day of the fall harvest. Plus, people used to think that the boundary between the world of the living and the land of spirits was at its thinnest at that moment. That's where the spirit of Halloween comes from. Now, some people associate Halloween with the Day of the Dead, Dia de Muertos. This Mexican holiday dates back more than 3,000 years. It's the day to remember and honor loved ones who are no longer in this realm. People in the United Kingdom, Ireland, and northern France used to ward off spooks by starting bonfires. They were also wearing costumes to trick spirits. Speaking of tricks, trick or treat has a long history too. This tradition has existed since medieval times. Back then, it was known as guising in Scotland and Ireland. Young people wearing costumes went door to door looking for food or money. In exchange, they sang songs, read poems, or did other tricks. So, how did this festival, full of rituals, become popular in the rest of the world? Well, immigrants helped popularize the holiday in the U.S., for instance. When the Irish came to the country in the 1840s, they brought their Halloween traditions with them. The Irish also brought us jack-o'-lanterns. Legend says that an Irish person named Stingy Jack tricked the devil. For that, he was trapped between two worlds. He spent his days wandering around Earth carrying a lantern. Of course, this is a myth, and the reality has more practical and realistic reasoning. Metal lanterns were quite expensive, so people carved root veggies. Over time, they started to carve faces and designs to let the light shine through without embers getting exhausted. It's also hypothesized that in 17th century Britain, it was common to refer to a person whose name you didn't know as Jack. For instance, a night watchman would become known as Jack of the Lantern. Aha! Yeah, there are dozens of versions of the tale about Jack-o'-lantern. All of them have different storylines. Feel free to pick one to believe. The largest number of lit jack-o'-lanterns on display was 30,581. This record was achieved by the city of Keene in the USA in 2013. Keene was the original record holder in this category, but it has been broken 8 times since the initial attempt. They're sure passionate about jack-o'-lanterns. In the US, consumers spent about $9 billion on Halloween in 2019. Most Americans buy candy, decorations, and costumes, but the first prize definitely goes to sweets. As for costumes, there are limitless options, from store-bought classics to last-minute DIY outfits. A study says that the witch costume was the most popular choice among grown-ups in 2021. So, what's your go-to costume? Now, when you look at Halloween decorations, you're likely to see depictions of a full moon beaming. Interestingly, a full moon on Halloween only occurs 3 or 4 times each century. On average, the moon is full on Halloween every 19 years. Last time, it was seen in 2020. Now that you know this, you can, start the countdown for the next one. Do you know that pumpkins are a fruit, not a vegetable? Basically, anything that grows from a flower is technically a fruit. People carved turnips instead of pumpkins in the 19th and early 20th centuries. They used to carve frightening expressions on turnips, and sometimes beets and potatoes. Not just Halloween itself has spread all over the world. Irish traditional Halloween bread joined along the way. It's called barmbrack, or just brack. It's a sweet loaf with dark and golden raisins. People used to hide small toys or rings in this bread. They believed that whoever found the item would have good fortune in the following year. You better be careful eating this bread, though, if you're not planning to see your dentist in the upcoming year. If you're looking for various types of pumpkins, Illinois is the place you need. It produces up to 5 times more pumpkins compared to other states. Illinois farms grow over 500 million pounds of pumpkins every year. So, let's assume you've got your pumpkin. How fast can you carve it? Well, the fastest pumpkin carving took only 6.5 seconds. Stephen Clark holds this record. He carved his lantern in October 2013. In order to take part in the competition, the jack-o'-lantern had to have a complete face with the eyes, nose, mouth, and ears, and Clark nailed it. Now, some people love it and others hate it. I'm talking about candy corn. It has become a traditional go-to candy to offer when someone knocks on your door. It was originally called chicken feed. The company used to sell the treat in boxes with a rooster on the cover to give reference to America's agricultural roots. The sugary recipe hasn't changed much since the 1880s, but the packaging has. While most people enjoy the spooky spirit of Halloween, some don't like it for a serious reason. Soenophobia is the fear of Halloween. Now, how about Halloween postcards? Not so many people send postcards these days, but they were popular in the past. From 1905 to 1920, over 3,000 Halloween postcards were mass-produced. Then the telephone became the preferred method of communication. Halloween is often a big event in certain American communities and neighborhoods. During Halloween, neighborhoods would often hold contests for the best decorated house and the most creative and spooky decorations. The next fact is about pumpkin spice latte. A cup of joy made up of espresso with a mix of traditional spice flavors, cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove. You add steamed milk and top it with whipped cream and pumpkin pie spice. It's most commonly associated with Starbucks. The company first sold the drink in the fall of 2003. Despite its spooky vibes, Halloween was once about finding true love. I know this prize is taken by Valentine's Day these days, but there was a time when Halloween was associated with courtship. There was a game where a woman peeled an apple and tossed the peel over her shoulder. The way the peel landed was believed to indicate the initials of the woman's future love. Now, eat, drink, and be scary this year too. Don't worry, it's not Halloween. She just saw her phone bill. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a...
Oh, but today is Halloween, right? So that was so interesting learning about those different facts. If you liked this video, if you learned a new odd fact about Halloween, please raise your hand in Zoom. And if you liked this video, if you learned another new Halloween odd fun fact, if you enjoyed, please raise your hand in Zoom. Love it, love it, love it. Again, if you enjoyed that video, if you learned something new about Halloween so far, if you enjoyed these facts and see how it's connected to many other things, please raise your hand in Zoom. Love it. Thank you all so much. Our next section, did you know about the Teal Pumpkin Project? If you didn't, we'll learn now.
Health Watch, Halloween can be a challenge for parents of trick-or-treaters with food allergies. Thanks to the Teal Pumpkin movement, those boys and girls are able to enjoy Halloween night. CBS 2's Jessica Layton explains why.
And you spray painted this one?
Yeah, we spray painted it.
Gosh, that looks perfect.
You can't miss the brightly colored pumpkins peeking out of Leanne Mandelbaum's elaborate Halloween display.
We try to have lots of teal going around and make it as fun as we can.
But there was a time for her and her son that Halloween was a lot scarier than it should be for anyone.
So it was like constant, panic.
12-year-old Josh is severely allergic to peanuts, so trick-or-treating was filled with anxiety because so many candies contain ingredients that could cause him to stop breathing.
I just didn't like being left out from having all the fun.
Now in its 4th year, the Teal Pumpkin Project is giving families facing serious food allergies peace of mind. A teal pumpkin outside lets them know there's a non-food treat available for their kids. Becky Basilone of Tennessee founded the project, supported by Food Allergy Research and Education, or FAIR. We spoke with her on the phone.
It is basically a way that we can show support of food allergy families, that house has a safe alternative for children with food allergies or other dietary restrictions.
I see we're all done.
Almost. I'm gonna do the bottom.
Lucy Burse, whose 2-year-old has several serious allergies, is thrilled to see the project and the compassion catching on across the country.
It's not really just about the candy or Halloween. It's just that more people are becoming aware of how serious an issue this is.
That was Jessica Layton reporting. For more on the program and how you can help in your neighborhood, just log on to tealpumpkinproject.org.
How interesting. And this short, again, YouTube has shorts as well. That video is from a couple years ago. And this one was a very recent one from NBC Washington. So again, this is a YouTube short. What is the Teal Pumpkin
Did you know
Project?
1 in 13 kids has food allergies? The Teal Pumpkin Project makes Halloween safer and more inclusive. Place a teal pumpkin outside to show you're offering allergy-friendly, non-food treats. If you're offering both, make sure to place the candy in a separate container. Find fun goodies at CVS and other stores to join the movement and help make Halloween safe and fun for all. Did you know 1 in 13 kids has food allergies? The Teal Pumpkin.
Yep, so that is the Teal Pumpkin Project. So it's nationwide. If this is your first time hearing about it, if you're going to share with your friends and family today for Halloween, if this is something new, if you've never heard of it before, if you have heard of it before, please raise your hand in Zoom. But if you see a teal pumpkin, if you are out and about today, if you have family members or friends that are out and about today that you know of, or just anyone that you come in contact with, share this information with them. They may not know that this exists, and I certainly didn't, but that's so interesting, having a non-food treat, Definitely have to be mindful of different folks and different allergies. And I think that's a great way. You could have your teal, jack-o'-lantern teal pumpkin with your non-food items or treats. And then you can have another jar for other food items. So again, please share that with your friends and family this year and every year now since we learned about it, okay? Love it. I see we have about 7, 8 hands. Thanks so much. I really appreciate your participation today. So we're going to cover 3 apps today before an overview and discussion and costume contest, Halloween cards and wallpaper, Angry Birds Dream Blast, and Cut the Rope. You'll see why we chose those 2 games for today. First up, when we go into the App Store, you'll see this in a second. We're going to be searching for the Halloween Cards and Wallpaper app. This app provides amazing wallpapers or images, greeting cards, wishes, messages. You can send beautiful Halloween wishes to your friends, family, and everyone that you love. So if you want to download an app on your iPad, you're going to go to the App Store on your device. Okay, again, it's usually in this blue icon with the white A in it. When I tap on the App Store, it takes me to their page. So if I hit today, I can see what's going on today. So today's Halloween, so they are highlighting some events in game. So like Roblox, they have a spooky costume contest in that game. HBO Max is advertising that they have movie marathons there, some horror, some scary games that you can play if you'd like. Some other options as well. If I go into games, I can see more specific events that are going on for just for games. So look, this week's best in-game events. So if I tap on this link, it actually shows me some Halloween events that are happening within different games or events. So it's just taking a second to load, but you'll be able to go into each of these different articles. I'll put those in quotes, but different pages where you can read more about some games. So these are some zombie games. So I love Plants vs. Zombies. That's a really fun one. Let's see. Yep, Walking Dead, the game, if you like that TV show. Some other ones, so many different scary or zombie games that you can play. Thrills and Chills. Some options as well that you can play. And then this article right here shows best in-game events. So Roblox, Township, there's Monopoly Go. You'll see here one game we're playing, Angry Birds right here. They have a Halloween event. And here's the Cut the Ropes event as well. So just by going onto the App Store, you can also see what apps you can utilize, but also what's going on. So even for apps, I can see, the new movie, spooky season, different relevant apps, okay? So if I hit the search button right here, that's how I search for an app. I hit it again. And then now I can type in the name or type of app that I want to download. So Halloween, again, you don't have to spell it perfectly, right? Halloween, let's see, wishes and cards. Again, it doesn't have to be the exact one. Wishes, probably says wallpaper or Halloween cards and wallpaper. So either way, there are over 2 million apps on the App Store, but it's all about just checking out what's available. Wallpaper. And the app appears right here at the top right-hand side, Halloween cards and wallpaper. I'm going to hit the share button on the right-hand side. That's how I share a link or copy a link. And I'm going to paste it into the Zoom chat for you all so you can tap on it and access it. But once again, when we do cover apps for our sessions, they are located in our daily email. You can tap on the icon for that app and be able to instantly access it as well. So again, once you copy the link, you can share it by copying it, by mailing it, iMessaging it with your friends and family. Once you get the app, you open it and let's see what this app has to take advantage of. So happy Halloween. Make sure you follow the prompts that come up on the screen. Okay, so we have quotes, many different quotes that you can share. Love it. wishing you a Halloween filled with special treats and lots of exciting tricks. For many of these different things, you can favorite it by hitting the heart icon at the top right, and then I can copy it by hitting the bottom left option. So I just copied that text. So I can paste it. I can do that in the Zoom chat or any other thing that I can paste in, you know, share iMessage. There you go. So I just copied that quote and pasted it into the Zoom chat. Okay. But she can also share it by hitting this third icon here at the bottom. So I can share this quote by message, by mail, by copying it as well. So either way, that is the wishes section. Wallpaper, if I tap on wallpaper, look at all these different wallpapers you can take it in, or images, right, essentially. So I love, this one looks pretty cool, kind of is in theme for our session today, and I can save this image to my Photos app by hitting the save image icon right here at the bottom left. You'll hit allow, so it can, the app can be allowed to save that photo. And there you go, the image has been saved to your photos. And sometimes you will see an advertisement. And I look here at the top right, that it is my fast forward. Yep, I hit done at the top left. And then look at the top right, I wait for that X to appear. So again, depending on different apps, you may see some ads here and there. So it's just all about looking for those X's, for those done, so you can go back to what you were doing. So I just saved this wallpaper, and now it's in my Photos app. I can also do cards. So again, other kind of images. So look at these different cards. Aren't they nice, right? Let's see. I like this one. When black cats prowl and pumpkins gleam, may luck be yours on Halloween. Love it. So I can save this image, you know, if I want to, by hitting the save image here at the top, bottom left. And then if I hit the share icon at the bottom right, once again, I can message this to someone or mail it to someone if I'd like. There's the image. So you can share it in that way as well. Okay, so that is the card. And then last but not least, in this section right here, look at GIFs. So moving images. GIFs are moving images. So look at all these different GIFs. Love them. They're so creative, so fun. I like this one right here on the right. That one's cute. Trick or treat. I like that one. That one's pretty cool. So again, I can save this GIF to my Photos app if I want, or again, I can share it by message, mail. I can put in notes. I can simply share it like that. So how cool is that? So with this app, you can share quotes, you can share wallpapers, you can share cards and gifts with your friends, family, everybody in between by saving it yourself, or you can share it directly from the app. If you like this app, if you want to download it, take advantage of it, share with your friends and family, especially for today, please raise your hand in Zoom. Isn't that convenient? You have your quotes, your cards, your gifts, and your wallpapers all in the same place. So again, I hope you get to download and take advantage of this app. Thank you. Next up, we are going to take a look at Angry Birds Dream Blast, which is a game filled with puzzle fun. You can pop, match, and blast through thousands of exciting levels, discover amazing locations, solve puzzles, and enjoy exciting events in this bubble blasting adventure. So again, this may not necessarily have to do with the app itself with Halloween, but with it, with different games and different apps, they have different in-game events that definitely do relate to what's going on a lot of the time. One of my favorite games that I play, they have different events like for Chinese New Year or Halloween or holiday celebration, etc. So I like those different in-game events. So in the App Store, again, you're gonna type in the name or type of app that you wanna download or tap on the links in the chat or in our daily email, Angry Birds Dream Blast. And you don't have to be perfect when you type it in. There you go, Angry Birds Dream Blast, you see happening now. You can Trick or Treat with Style, Halloween Night Song prizes. So there are prizes and in-game events within the app that you can earn. So once you get it, download it, you can open it and take advantage. So again, I'm mainly going to just be showcasing this app as well, but it's very fun. I love it. So here's the second link again for the second app. Again, if I tap on it, it takes me straight to that link. So I'm going to open the app and let's play some Dream Blast together. Let's see. Yep, again, make sure you follow all the prompts that come up on the screen. Let's do it. I love the graphics. It's, you know, eye-catching. It's beautiful. And yeah, it's just taking a second to load. All right, so again, make sure you follow every prompt. So yep, I'm going to hit OK. Please specify your age. So I'm just, they ask you sometimes to get the appropriate game experience. So any, you know, whatever age you like, you know, your age. There you go. And let's go into the app. Again, it looks very, I love the different graphics and images. Yep, and this is how you play. So your objective is to get different bubbles. So follow the instructions on the screen. Tap. Select the remaining bubbles. Yep, they even have a color blindness mode as well. So it makes it easier to identify different combinations if you would like to use that mode. But look, we need 23 of these pink bubbles. So of course you can just tap on, again, any set to clear them like this. Again, I just tap. And then once you're done with your goal right here at the top, you're complete with the level. And you go on and so forth. So that was level 1. And as you play the game for the first time, or many games in the first time, you know, they just get a little bit harder and they introduce different concepts. So again, tap 4 or more bubbles to create red. Red is the red angry bird. And if I tap on it, it gets rid of a row, okay? So look, 4 or more, when you tap together, you create a red angry bird that does a row, 4 or more. So again, as you go again with the music, it's a lot of fun. It's really engaging as you go through. You just completed that level. And one more. So look at that. We need 65 green bubbles. You tap again 4 more to make a red. And look, if I hit the blue right here between the two of the red birds, they merge together and make check, the yellow bird. So it clears in horizontally and vertically. Look at that. Yeah, collect the remaining bubbles. So the tip is make 4, make red, make a match next to it, and then you can tap an option. So look at that. And then here's 4. There you go. Or you can just simply just tap on the actual bubbles. You'll see how many moves you have left at the top. So the more that you play, the more or less moves that you'll have. So it's good just to be able to be strategic, you know, in the game, right? So that's level 3. Oh, wow. And we get a nice slow cutscene. I did just shut off the music, but it would have been nice to hear, but it's okay. Again, you get a little story. You get to see what's going on, a little animation. And look at that. Yep, so you'll be able to check that animation out when you check out the game. And look at that. This is your home screen for the app. Okay, so look at that, bottom left. You get different options that come up, Field of Dreams. So if I hit the bottom left, it opens up another section of the game where you get to get more rewards. The more that you play, the more stars that you get, the more you'll be able to go through and get more prizes in game. Here, spooky season. So once you get to level 31, you'll be able to collect those free in-game rewards. But at the bottom left, this is the store. So if you want to use real money to purchase in-game purchases, you can do so if you would like. You can join a team in the game for free lives, coins, for chat, for different events, for extra lives. The team section unlocks at level 4. And the leaderboard, I can see the top players and top teams in the game. So as you keep moving forward within the game, it'll get a little more harder, but a lot of fun. So I really love the music and the vibes, the effects. It's a really fun game by matching different bubbles. If you like this game, if you want to download it, take advantage of it on your iPad and share with your friends and family. Just check out this game to see if you like it. Please raise your hand in Zoom. And if you like this app, if you want to check it out, something new, I love the Angry Birds franchise. So this is a nice departure, and it's a match 3. It really makes you think. So the more that you play it, the more, the more fun you'll have. Okay? Thank you all so much. And our last game for today is called Cut the Rope. A mysterious package has arrived. Om Nom, the little monster inside, has only one desire: candy. Collect gold stars, discover hidden prizes, and unlock exciting new levels in this addictively fun physics-based game. So again, you're going to go to the App Store, like you've been doing before, hitting the search button and hitting it again. And I'm going to type in Cut the Rope. Again, when you type in and search for an app or a game, you can see that there are other apps that are available as well. So Cut the Rope has many variations, like Cut the Rope 2, Cut the Rope Magic, Time Travel, Experiments, some other similar games like Fruit Ninja as well. So definitely check out some of the other options here. But the original right here, Cut the Rope. Again, you're going to download, open the app, and you see there's a trick or treat event to get a pumpkin candy skin. So an in-game appearance changer when you are in the app. So again, I'm going to post this link to this app in the Zoom chat, but I highly recommend you check out other Halloween apps today as well, by searching for it, by in the App Store, etc. So we're going to open Cut the Rope, and we are going to see how this game works. I remember playing it when it first came out, so it definitely is a lot of nostalgia for myself, but also just good to see that it's still rocking, So again, make sure you follow the prompts that come up on the screen, okay? All right. And it's loading. So very easy to access. Many different kinds of games that you can play on your device. Okay, make sure you follow the prompts. It's ready to play. Yeah, and this is how you play the game. Slide your finger to cut the rope. Deliver the candy to Om Nom. So cute, right? So our next level, okay? If I swipe down here, there's some other games, wow, that I'm going to hit continue. Yep. Like explain with you, he likes to let you know about new levels and other news. Cool. So if I hit sweet, that's basically asking for notifications. So sure, I'll get notifications for any new levels or other events in the game, okay? So look, now it's our next one. So again, I'm gonna collect as many stars as you can. So look, this is a physics-based game. Look at the first rope versus the second one versus the longest one, right? So I kind of just said it, but that one's the longest one. So the longest one will get the candy to the monster, but we may want these stars. So again, you can always retry again, but let's see what happens when you cut this rope. Look at that. And we have to be quick, right? Because if we are not, as you can see, it gets slower and slower a little bit. So we're gonna wanna cut this middle rope, get that star, and now we collected all 3 stars in the level. Okay, you can watch an ad here at the bottom if you want an extra prize, etc. But we're gonna go on to the next part of the app. So you all can unmute, and which rope should we cut? What do you think? What rope do you think we should cut?
The longest one.
Okay, the longest one. So let's see what happens.
one.
So you see when we do that, I mean, we can cut this one next and get, the candy to Omnom, but we want some of these stars. So look at the top right, we can restart. So we did the longest one. Let's do the shortest one. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, start with the shortest one.
Look, and you see it now it swings. So now we can, what do we cut? The top one or the bottom one?
The bottom
one.
So look, if we cut the bottom one, look what happens.
Oh, okay.
So let's restart. So that's okay. Again, that's how, we learn different things and see what we can do to advance in the game. So we cut the shortest one.
Yeah.
And then we cut the top one right here so it can swing.
Yeah.
Okay, you notice it's basically a pulley system in a way, but look at that. Here, new open. I can equip different candies. So look at that. Let me equip pumpkin. There you go, a pumpkin candy skin just by playing. So I love that. Let's play another level. So look at that. Now we have kind of northwest, south, and east. So what is the first one do you all think we should cut?
Cut east.
The right one, right?
The right.
Yeah. Okay.
Left.
And then, okay, so if we do the left one, where are we going to go from there? If we cut the bottom one, if we cut the top one, then we can only get those two. We can't even get the candy to Omnom. So we have to think which one will take us there. Think of a circle. If we see the stars are going in counterclockwise, we need to try to do that. So the east was right. And then which one do we do next? What do you all think?
The long one?
Well, they're all kind of the same size. So which one?
The one on the top. The one on the top.
Because look what happens. So now we did that second cut, and what is the last one that we do?
Bottom.
No, the top. I mean, the one that's on the left.
Look at the pulley. Because if you do the top, if you do the bottom, the one on the right, then it's just the candy is just going to stay there. So we have to do the one on the left and make it swing. Okay.
Okay.
So really, this brings me back to high school and physics and in college too. But really, this is a fun game. So look at that. Bubbles will lift up the candy. So we got to think if we lift it up, it's still going to be on the string. It's not going to go nowhere. But which one do we cut? The top one or the bottom one?
The top.
Because look what happens. We don't cut it now. We wait, right? We wait. And look at that. Pop the bubble with your fingers. So that brings another element into the game, whether you want to pop the bubble or not. When we do, straight down. Okay. Yeah. And then let's do one more. It says, don't let the candy, we'll do two more. Don't let the candy leave the box. What does that mean? So there's only one thing to do is to cut that rope, right? So when we cut the rope, look, get the star, don't forget to pop the bubble. If we let it go off the screen, that would have been, we would have to start over, right? One more. And sometimes you may see ads, as you can see right here, but that's okay. Fast forward here at the top left. And then you look, if it's another one, again, you look for the X or the fast forward at the top left or the right. There's it at the right. And some apps do have ads. So yeah, making sure you take an accountability for that. Okay. Play with ads. Yeah. So, this app actually explains how you can either pay to purchase no ad, have no ads, or we'll play with ads. That's okay. One more. This one's a doozy. There's 6 strings for this one. So which one do you all think we should cut first? So now we have northwest, northeast, southeast, southwest, those directions, and we have the top and the bottom, right?
Well, southeast,
northeast,
southeast, bottom, the bottom right.
So let's see. Again, this app is all about experimenting. You don't have to get on the first time. So look, the bottom right, Nothing changes.
Oh
The bottom
no,
left,
that's the
nothing.
wrong.
Yeah, so because we learned that, now we know we have to adjust one of these three at the top, right? So which one do you all think?
The one on the left.
One on the left, look, if we do that,
No, the one on the far right, the
Then you hit
northeast.
the one on the top.
On the top.
Then you hit the one on the top.
Yeah, it's just
Now
we're just testing different things out. So maybe what's the
now
next one?
hit the one on the left.
On the right.
Yeah, on the
extreme
left. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's the one.
Good. Good job, Mr. You got
Now
this
you want to
on
hit
the
the one on
back.
the top right.
Uh-huh. And the top one or the left one?
The top one.
The center one.
The top right.
And then we chop. We got to chop. So it's also hand-eye coordination. You have to chop the rope, at the appropriate time. And look at that. We got all 3 stars for all of our levels. Wasn't that fun, you all? Wasn't that a cool physics game? Yeah. So thank you all so much for participating. That was so fun with that game. If you like that game, if you want to download it, share with your friends and family, and take advantage of that free pumpkin skin for the candy. That was quite fun to switch around for the app. Again, if you like this app, if you like any of the apps, if you liked any of the information today, if you learned a new fact today, if you enjoyed the session today, please raise your hand in Zoom. We'd love to see your thoughts. Again, just by you all raising your hands. You can showcase how much you enjoyed the session today. Again, if you enjoyed the session, if you liked one of the apps, all of the apps, some of the apps, the information, fun facts, please raise your hand in Zoom. And it was so much fun today covering these apps, a little bit about events in apps and games in the App Store that you can take advantage of, some history, some forecasts for our weather, the Teal Pumpkin Project, some odd fun facts as well. So I really appreciate y'all coming on. And then once again, make sure you stay on for our costume contest. But first, our overview and discussion. So I have some questions for you all. So we have a couple minutes for you all to share any thoughts, any general thoughts on today's session, and or one of the answers to one or more of these questions. What is one new fact that you learned today? What app or apps are you interested in trying out? What was your favorite part of today's session? And any quick Halloween memories that you all would like to share. But again, stay on for our costume contest. Again, if you have on a costume and or a Halloween background, make sure at that time you raise your hands and we'll verify that, okay? But I see we have 4 hands, so I really appreciate it. Mr. Harold, thanks so much for coming on and participating. Any thoughts for today?
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Alex. Enjoyed the session. I just, nothing really new for me, but I just wanted to point out how power, i.e., in this case, Roman religion, co-opt a whole bunch of stuff around the world.
Around the world.
That's how Halloween came into being for everybody else, really. The so-called church co-opted. But anyway, that was just something I noted.
Oh, no, I noted that as well, especially with the All Saints Day and the history beyond that. I'll try to take a look at that more because that seemed really interesting. But thank you so much for sharing, Mr. Harold. Really appreciate it. Geraldine is next up. Thanks so much. Any thoughts or answers to these questions for today?
Well, the new fact I learned was about the Teal Pumpkin Project. Now, I think that's a really good idea, and it should catch on because a lot of kids have allergies. And then, peanut allergies especially. And a lot of this candy, the candy has peanuts in it. So I like the Teal Pumpkin Project, and I hope it catches on and is more widespread.
Yes, I think it's about the latest or the oldest video I saw was like for about 7-8 years ago. So it's been in existence for quite a bit. But of course, we want more folks to see if they can adapt it so we can be more inclusive and keep everyone safe. So check it out. It's tealpumpkinproject.org.
.org. Okay, that's good. Thank you.
No problem, Geraldine. Thank you so much for sharing. And our last hand for now, if there aren't any other hands, is from Anne. Once again, thanks so much for joining. Any thoughts or answers to these questions for today?
Well, I had a Halloween memory. The first year I was the PTA president at River Terrace, we had a big Halloween parade in the afternoon. We had a festival. We had games set up in different rooms, and the kids went around the school and had a paraded in their costumes on the stage in the auditorium. And that to me was kind of fun. And it was my first big project that raised money for the PTA. So I remember that one really well.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for sharing. I would remember that for life if I were you.
Yeah,
And it sounds so fun.
my son felt really proud because his mom was a big deal that day.
Oh, I know that's right, Anne. I love it. I really appreciate you sharing that Halloween memory.
Yeah, and we had a bake shop and dunk for apples and prizes. It was really fun.
Oh, I've never dunked for apples. That sounds really fun. So thanks for again sharing that memory. It felt like I was just there.
Okay, thank you.
No problem, Anne. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, dear.
All right. Any other thoughts for today's session? Any new facts that you learned? Any, what apps are you interested in? I hope you all get to send some cards and play some Dream Blast and mash those bubbles and learn how to cut the rope and, try that physics out. I love physics games. So I hope you all get to check that out. Okay, Yvonne, any general thoughts or answers to these questions for today?
Well, I certainly enjoyed all of the videos and learned a lot. How about this $9 billion spent in 2019?
Oh no, so much.
$9 billion. But I also wanted to share with my classmates here that here in North Portal, just off of 16th Street, we're having a block party, a Halloween block party starting at 4:30, and all are welcomed. So if you have a free evening and nothing planned, just come by. They have cars decorated. It's going to be very creative with prizes and just a wonderful, wonderful time. And everyone is invited. It's
okay, I love it.
Yeah, Spruce Drive, Northwest, just off of 16th near Colesville Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I see it right here in your chat earlier, Yvonne. I also replied to it as well. So make sure y'all check out the chat. And I see you, Yvonne. I love it. I see you.
I am Zorro. I'm Zorro, the fictional fighter for the victimized. He rescued the underserved and the victimized. So he was a good character. Although it's a mythical, not a fiction. He's a fictional character, but very popular. So this is my Zorro outfit.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I love it. I love your participation and all those facts. And, I really appreciate your invitation. I replied to in the chat. So make sure y'all check that out and take advantage if you can. And once again, Yvonne, I really appreciate you sharing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And have a happy Halloween.
You too. Enjoy your events. Many blessings for that as well. Thank you. And our last hand for now, again, we're gonna go on to our costume contest. Excited is from Mr. Leon. Thanks so much for joining us. Any general thoughts or answers to these questions right here?
Yes, I really thank you for turning me on to that physics-based game. That's a real mind-stimulating event. I think I'm gonna enjoy it a lot. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Leon. It's one of my favorite childhood games. So I hope it benefits you in many different ways. Thank you so much. All right. Well, once again, it was such a fun session today. As always, I love hosting and researching and learning more. And I hope you all did the same as well with our videos and our apps. And of course, I always love to bring it back to DC. So again, please mention the Teal Pumpkin Project to others, share the beautiful weather that's going to be occurring today and this weekend, any fun facts or history that you learned. And these again, these apps that we covered today, please share with your friends and family. So now we're gonna go on to our costume contest, you all. So again, your video must be on, okay? But if you have on a costume and or have a Halloween background to be in the running for a prize today, please raise your hand. Okay, again, if you have on a Halloween background and or a costume on today, please raise your hand in Zoom. Again, your video must be on. So Geraldine, you gotta have your video on, okay? Yeah, you gotta have your video on, yep, okay, I see 7 hands. Okay, again, we also went over how to add a virtual background today. So again, if you have on that Halloween background and or that costume on today, please raise your hand in Zoom. Okay, love it, love it, love it. Again, when you raise your hands, you go straight to the top of my screen so I can see your background and or your costume. Love it. Again, we're at 7 hands so far. We'll start inputting our names. Love it. Give me a moment. Yep, yep, yep. I see your screen. That's really cool. I love your pumpkins and ghosts, Miss Doris. I see Halloween. I see jack-o'-lanterns. I see castles. I see little ghosts and pumpkins. I see that costume. I love that. Any other hands? Again, if you have on a costume or if you have on a Halloween virtual background, you can be in the running for a prize today, which is a free laptop. So let's see, Mr. Let's see, keep your hand up. Please keep your hands up, okay. Again, 2 more minutes for our hands. Again, if you have on a virtual Halloween virtual background and or a costume today, please raise your hand in Zoom, okay. Really appreciate your participation, you all. Again, I hope you learned something new. And thanks so much for sharing your thoughts and comments as always. Okay. Again, any other persons with a Halloween virtual background and or a costume on today, please raise your hand in Zoom. Have 1 more minute and then we'll raffle it off. So far we're at 7 persons. So each of y'all have 1 out of 7 chance to win it. Come on, anyone else has a virtual background, Halloween virtual background, or a costume, please raise your hand in Zoom. Alrighty now, alrighty now. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So we are at 7 hands. So we have Mr. Harold, Miss Doris, Miss Ann, Miss Dolores, Miss Brenda, Miss Geraldine, and Miss Yvonne in the running for a prize today. So let's see who wins. Give me 1 second. We have 7 hands up for today, and we'll see who wins a free laptop today. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Come on. And by a sliver, it's Anne.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, Anne.
Oh,
Congratulations,
Oh
Anne.
my goodness. Thank you.
You
Thank
won a
you.
free laptop today. Thank you so
Oh
much for
my
having your
goodness.
Halloween background today. Congratulations, Anne.
Yes,
Thank
congratulations,
you.
Anne.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Really appreciate
Ann.
you all coming on. Thank you so much, Anne. Really appreciate it.
Thank
All
you. That's
right,
a
all right.
surprise.
You won. Just by having a background, you won a prize today. How
Yeah.
amazing is that, right?
Yeah.
And you do have a
Love
great
it.
background.
Well, thank
Yes,
you.
thank you so much for coming on, you all. Make sure you stay on for our poll at the end. But this was, again, such a pleasure to present for you all. And I hope you enjoy your Halloween. Thank you so much.